Today I will show you how you can build this dashboard with the data of the FP20 Airline Challenge. So this is part 2 of the series. If you haven't watched part 1, you should watch it before, because in part 1 we do all the data transformations. The download links for the materials you need can be found in the video description. So now let's jump into Power BI and see how it works. So this is where we stopped last time. And the first thing we will do now is we will adjust the background. So we will go to canvas setting, go to custom, and use a height of 1080 and a width of 1920. Then we go to the canvas background, go to browse. Then you browse for the file you have downloaded for the background. Click to fit. Put the transparency down. And here you have the background. And we will remove some things from the canvas like this, this, and this. We will remove this, we will keep this, and we will keep this. And we will also remove the resons. So you can move this down a little bit, make it fit into the left window. And what we will do now in this chart, we will go to visualization. We will put out the delays because we only want to keep the delay rate. And we will also go to visualization. We will put out the legend. We will go to the y-axis and turn off the values. We will go to the secondary axis and we will also turn off the values. Then we will go to the columns. We will choose as a color this one. Then we go to the lines, go to the color and choose this one and put it to, let's say, 2. Then we go to the data labels, turn them on. Choose the arrived flights, turn off the background. Choose the delay rate, turn also off the background, go to the value and go to none. Take white as a color and we move it below the line. And we give it 1 decimal place. So here you can already see the delay rate in the visual and the arrived flights. Then we will go to the general, to the effects, turn also off the background. And we will add a speaking title. So with the title we will add here, we also want to do some storytelling and we also want to guide the user towards the things he should recognize. So the title of the chart will be, are the busiest months connected to the highest delay rates? Let's type it in. We will put it to bold. Then we go to property, go to padding and add a padding of 10 on top to move the title a little bit down. So the first chart is already finished now. So we will go on with this chart, and on this chart you can see the delay rates connected to the airports. So we will also add a speaking title. So we will say which airports have the highest delay rates. So we go here, go to title, and we'll type it in, which airports have the highest delay rates. We will set it to bold also. And here we are. To stay consistent in the dashboard, we will click to the delay rate and set the decimal to 1. This is because in all the other places we are also showing the percentage as a 1 decimal. So now let's copy this, Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, put it down here. Go here, click to general, go to properties, go to padding, put this to 10. We will also do this here and here. Drag this up. This also a little bit. Press Shift, click on them, go here to general, to the effects and turn off the background. And here we will now add the reasons for the delays. So we will also add a speaking title. So let's say, what are the reasons for the delays? Then we will put in here the delay reasons. And we will have to create a measure for them. The first thing we need is the total delays. So let's add a new measure. Let's call it total delays. Use a calculate, and we will calculate the sum of the delays. And remove the filter on the reasons. So now we can add a new measure again. We will say percentage delay reasons. This will be a divide. The sum of the delays divided by the total delays. We will drag this in here. Click on it, go to percentage, and change this to 1. So you can also see the most popular delay reasons. And now we are finished already with this part and this part, which was not that much of work. So now we will click here, click Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and copy it over here and add it here. The next thing we will do now is we will go on airline level. So we will put out the airport and put in the carrier. We will go with the carrier name as it is more speaking. We will click here, go to the y-axis and put this to 40 to show the whole airport. The same we will have to do also here, we forgot that. So we go back here. And now we have here the delay rate for the single airlines. So we go to the filters and we will filter it down to the 3 worst performing airlines. So we will put here on the carrier name, we will put a filter, the top end filter. We want the top 3 with the highest delay rate. So we drag this in here, go and apply. And now we can see the 3 worst performing airlines. So we click here, go here, general title, and we will add again a speaking title, which 3 airlines perform worst. Click on enter, drag this up, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, copy it down, adjust the height a little bit. This should be on the same starting height like this. Then we will click on this, go to the filters, and now we want to have the bottom 3. Click, change this to bottom, go on apply. We want to reorder them. So we go to the sort axis and we will show them ascending. And we will change the title. The title will be which 3 airlines perform best. And here you go. So now here we are on the airport level, and now you can see here also already the performance for the airlines. Next thing we will add is the heat map. So we will go for a matrix, put the matrix in here. In the matrix we will put the airlines, so the carriers on the rows and the months on the columns. And as a value we will put the delay rate. We will change this in the layout to minimal. Drag this over here and here. And now you can see that we have written 4 to 2%, which I do not like. So we need a new delay rate that is not formatted as a percentage. So we will take the old delay rate. We will add a new measure. We have the same delay rate. We will change the name to delay rate heat map without percentage. So this is the delay rate we calculated before. As we will not show it as a percentage, we have to multiply it with 100. And we will show it as a decimal with 1 decimal. So we go back to the heat map, put out the first delay rate and put in the delay rate without the percentage. And now it looks much better. Then we go to the settings, we disable the column subtotals and the row subtotals. And now you see it looks much cleaner already. The next thing we will add is a speaking title, and the title will be Do Delay Rates in Percentage Vary Across Airlines and Months. We will make it bold again. Go to the properties, to the padding, put this to 10 and put this also, and let's keep it with 5. Then we drag this down, we go to the spacing and put this to 10 to move the chart a little bit down. So now you can already see a heat map, but it is not that visually appealing. So we go back to the settings, go to the cell elements, go to the background color, click on the FX. For the lowest value, I want to have a very light color, so I will choose this one. And for the highest one, I want to have a darker one, so I go with this. And you can already see that it looks much better now. Then we go back to the specific column. As a text color, we choose this one. And now we go to the grid, because with a little effort, it will look much better. So the horizontal grid lines will be white. They will be 2. We will turn on the vertical grid lines. We will also make them white and a width of 2. So you can see the grid is much cleaner now. Then we go to the border, change the column to this one, go to the value section, change it to white and to width of 2. Go to the, and now we are also done with the heat map. Just make sure that the scroll bar is gone. Yes. And we have to turn off the background. Go to the effects and turn off the background. Let's adjust this a little bit with these two. So you can already see we have done a lot in a very short time. We have shown the patterns for the airports, the patterns for the airlines, and we can already see how the delay rates and the arrived flights behave across the different months. So now we will move on by adding a title to the whole dashboard, and the title will be Airline Delays. It will have a size of 28 and it will be white and bold. We will again turn off the background to see it better. Then we will add a second line which says choose airport. We will make that smaller and not bold, so go for 18. Then we will add a blank in here and the blank will be 8. And we will move it down a little bit. So we will also put in here a slicer for the airport, but before we can do that, we have to generate the right name, because I want to have the abbreviations written with the full name, because I think not everybody will know the abbreviations. So we go to Home, to transform data. We go to the airports table. We click on the airport 3 letter and on the name, go on Add Column, Merge Columns. go to custom, add a minus, and name the column airport name full. Click on OK. Go to home and close and apply. Then we will drag a slicer in. Drag the airport name full into the slicer. Go to the settings, put it to a drop down. Go to the values, we leave the font color, but we make the background white. Go to general effects and turn off the background. We also turn off the slicer header, put this to 14 and move it on the right place. So now you can also filter in with the airport name. And what we will do now is we will also add these cards now. For these cards, we will go to the card new and drag it over here. The first thing we will put into are the arrived flights. And here we will make already the first adaptations for not having to redo it all. So we go to the image, go to the sum of the arrived flights, turn it on, and browse for the icon we want to have. The icon is this one. We set the space to 23, the icon size to 60, and we want to have it left of the text. Then we go back to the callout values, to the label. We want to have it below the value so it looks much better now. And I think the space is also okay. So we go to the card now and turn also off the background. Go to general, to effects and turn it also off. So now you can already see the card. Then we will drag in the delay rate. And next thing we have to do is to add a new measure, the cancelled flights. So sum cancelled flights is like the sum of the cancelled flights. So we drag this also in here. And then we want to have the flights that have been redirected to another airport. These are the diverted flights. So we go to calculations, new measure, 3 sum diverted flights. And this is the sum of the diverted flights. And we drag it also in here. So you can see now that there are only 3 cards shown. So you click in the card visual, go to the settings, layout, increase that to 4. The space between them will be 30. Or let's say 40. You can adjust it until you like it. Then we go to general, property, paddings, set this to 10. And we will set this also to then we will go back to the visual settings, card, turn off the border. Then we will add the missing icons, go to image, choose the delay rate, turn the image on, click on browse, choose this icon, put the space on 23 again and the size to 60. Put it left of the text, go to the cancel flights, turn it on, browse, choose this one, left of text, 23 and 60. And we go to the sum of the diverted flights, on, browse, left of text, 23 and 60. So now as I do not like the names, I go back here and click on the titles. I will call this arrived flights, this delay rate, these are the cancelled flights, and these are the redirected flights. And we are nearly finished. What we will do now is we will add a bookmark. So you go to View, go to Bookmarks, and turn also on the selectors. We will select everything, but not the card. So we will click here and turn off the card. Also the text box. Click on Add. Go to these three dots, go on Selected Visuals, click on Rename, and we name it Reset. This will be the reset button for the dashboard. Then we will go back to Home, or to Insert, Image, and we will insert the filter icon. So here is the filter icon. You can put it here. And this icon will enable the user to reset the dashboard. So you click on it, go to the format, turn on the actions, go to Bookmark, Tooltip, and choose here the reset. So now the user can reset it, but I see that we missed something in the card, so we will go back here, go to the visualization, to the settings, call out values and make them smaller. So let's say we will make them 38, and we will add an info button here now, because nobody knows at the moment how the delay rate is calculated, if it is calculated out of the arrived flights plus the cancelled flights plus the redirected flights, or if it is only calculated out of the arrived ones. And we will explain this with the info button. So you go to Insert, go to Buttons, go to Information, and drag this over here. Then we go to Style, go to the icon, set the line weight to 2, choose this color, scroll down, enable the action, go to Q&A, and we will add here how it is calculated. So we write is the delayed flights divided by the arrived flights, and we will explain what delayed means. And delayed means, in this case, delayed means more than 15 minutes too late. So the great thing you can see now is if you hover over it, you can see the explanation how it is calculated. And now we are nearly finished. The only thing we have to do now is to check the filtering or the cross filtering of the single visuals, and to turn on and off the interactions if we want to change. So we will test the first one. If we click here, you can see the other are filtered. In a way, I do not like that much, because here you can see that months are skipped. This is because in this month for this airport there are no data, and there is a pretty easy way how to solve this. We will add a new measure, a constant line. So constant line, this will just be 1. Then we will click on the visual, go to visualization, and drag this line in. Now you can see that the gaps are back. Then we will go to the settings, to the lines, to the constant line, go to color, and turn on the transparency to 100 and put this to white. So this is the first thing we have done. The next thing, we will check the filtering again. So you can see if I click here, or we will stay here. So if I click here, this is working in a good way. This is also okay. This is filtered and I do not like that so much. So I will go to Format, go to it, and I will turn this off. So this is not more filtered. I also do not like how this is shown. So also here, I go to highlight, and here also I go to highlight. And here it is the same, so here and highlight. If I click here it works in the right way, and also in the cards it is working. Then we will check the next filter. This I will set to highlight. Also this one and this one. This should not be filtered, and this should also be highlighted. The heat map should not filter anything, so we will turn it off. So the next visual is this one. If we click here, we will see here we need a highlight, here we need also a highlight. This should not be filtered. Here we need the highlight. Here we also need a highlight, and here we also need a highlight. So we will go back to this one, change this to highlight, this to highlight, this to highlight, this to highlight, this to a none, and this also to highlight. And then we have the month filter. If you click on it, you will see here highlight, 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 none, highlight, and highlight. So now we have also adjusted the filtering of the charts. We will put this back in the right place. And the good news are now your dashboard is finished, and what you can see with the reset button, if the user is doing crazy things, you can go back to reset and all the filters are resetted. So my goal with this tutorial was to show you that it does not need many fancy visuals to give the user great insights, and I also wanted to show you how to apply some storytelling features on it. I know that the dashboard is not answering all the questions because the geographical questions are open, but it is answering already a lot of the challenge questions. If you liked the video, please leave a like. I hope to see you on my channel soon and wish you a great day now. Bye bye.